A look of confusion, a look of I'm in a bad dream. I cannot hit this guy. Everything I throw, he's slipping and countering and punishing me. He's going to come back in, jab, actually frames against the right hand, sends his own, and then he's going to slip and circle angle out. And now we can pressure again in this direction, slips another jab and smashes the body. You see a nice little double shift to extend the jab. He'll continue to take the lead leg again. Boom. And not only that, but he's going to shift and the right leg is going to come all the way through. He's going to take it with him one more time to load the left hand around the outside. Boom, lovely left hook. The left hand just flies up. Whoop. That gets him leaning to the left-hand side right into this lovely right hand. Now he does roll underneath it, but he comes back with a left, back to the body. That fake left hand that we've been talking about comes out again, but again, it's just a disguise because it keeps all the eyes up here as well and the target's up here, but really, he's reloaded that right hand one more time. Royval doesn't see it yet again, and it crushes him. Every once in a while in MMA, you get that one challenger come along to fight for the title who has a little bit of something special. Maybe the fighter hasn't been fully tested, but there are still those X factors that could really cause an upset. And that is exactly who we're talking about today in Joshua Van. He's fighting Pantoja for the flyweight title at 323, and today we're going to have a look at what makes his style unique, what makes him dangerous, and why fighting him feels like you're stuck in a very bad dream. Van is an excellent pressure fighter and an excellent counter fighter. It might seem like a big comparison at first, but I really think he works like a young Conor McGregor. Let me explain why. The first thing you'll notice about Josh is he's always pushing forward, always moving an inching closer and closer to his opponent until he can get you here along the fence line. Once your back is to the fence, not only does it limit what you can do offensively, but it really helps a guy like Joshua Van read what you're going to do. As he's moving forward, he actually likes to get guys to attack him so he can come back with these counters, pulls the left hook and does the right hand over the top. In terms of an early Conor McGregor comparison, this is what I mean. Conor would put so much pressure on you, and it wasn't just to push you to the back of the fence, it was to get you to react. He would fill the space, he would get big, and he'd get you to bite, to panic and throw at him, and then he would pull back and counter. So Joshua Van's pressure is about putting them against the fence, but it's also about getting his opponents to open up so he can fire counter shots. Something else you'll see Van do a lot is make a connection before launching on the opposite side. So whenever he pins someone up against the fence like this, he might track, place a hand on them, but it lets him guide everything is. He loves to frame, put hands on people, keep you in that position. And also it lets you read what's coming this way, like these takedown attempts as well. We're right back here, placing the hands and letting the shots go again. And really keeping him here if there's nothing coming back. Lovely body shots chained together, head kick off the side, another hook. Yes, he's a knockout artist, but he breaks people against the cage. The head kicks come off, but it's all of these continuous shots as well, just flowing together. Opponent hits the fence one more time, and here really, no matter what comes back his way, Josh is just going to continue to put on this pressure. Two hooks, he just takes a step back, follows the angle, the uppercut kind of lands, pulls back, but it's straight on this pressure. Teep kicks to keep them along the fence. He's going to panic more and more because he's going backwards. He'll throw empty shots, fakes basically, something to get you to react. So watch his lead left hand here. He'll just send it up and out. He's not trying to jab. This isn't fully extended. This is going nowhere near the chin. If anything, it's creating as much of an elevation to take your eye line up, while this right hand comes from the back and travels super far. So he's cocking it way back. This is just a disguise. If you watch here the reaction, the hands drop and the right comes right over the top, and he didn't even see it. The left hand just flies up. Whoop. That gets him leaning to the left hand side right into this lovely right hand. Now he does roll underneath it, but he comes back with a left, back to the body, and just going to chain the offense. But you can see how he's guiding people where he wants to be. And Bunez here just loads a massive left hook. You know, you haven't got many options to keep this guy off you. He just nuclear launches this, and Van just eats it, and immediately I'm just going to start firing back. He doesn't back off. He doesn't hesitate. You've connected, but it's just going to help him land shots over the top. And in fact, that right hand drops Bunez. And the ground and pound really from Josh is just as accumulative as the shots on the feet. He's really good at ripping from posture control and then just chaining punches together. And that's the boxing thing, you know, they call that muscle there at the back, the boxer's muscle, because you can really fire those arms. And when he's on top, he just fires the ground and pound down, and it's really dangerous. He finishes a lot of guys when he gets that top position. So more on that early McGregor comparison, the pressure here against Silva was making him swing big to keep that off him, to give him something to stop coming forward. Here's a hard shot. But Van baits this out and he'll look to counter every time. So big overhand right, just comes back over the top of the left hook. But look at the angle Van also takes to send this right hook up. Just clips the side of the head and he's over here. Completely took the angle to land. And then I'm out here and I can go again while you're still facing the wrong direction. So here against the fence again, level changes, get Silva to throw a big overhand. Josh actually connects with his backhand. Gauge distance much easier and help you land. Actually touches the backhand off the back foot. Lovely pull, just shifts the weight. And then over the top with a left hand. Again, just misses, but he's going to guide the right once more in and it connects beautifully. It's not just the pressure from Van though. He takes his feet with him really, really well, which is something a lot of boxing coaches will definitely drill you on. What I mean by taking the feet is he doesn't just throw shots. He moves forward as he's throwing, travels distance. If we watch the lead leg here, he plants the lead leg, steps forward to jab. You see a nice little double shift to extend the jab, but then he doesn't stop there. He'll continue to take the lead leg again, to throw this right hand right over the top here as well. Boom. And not only that, but he's going to shift and the right leg is going to come all the way through. He's going to take it with him one more time to load the left hand around the outside. Boom. Lovely left hook. And his opponent there, Silva, he went back in a straight line. But the fact it's a double step, then a shift into a back left. So Josh can put pressure on you and slide and counter, or he can really cover the distance well to keep that pressure if you just go straight back. And another example here of that lead hand opening up the targets for him. This left hand comes out. This isn't a jab. And what's the reaction here? The right hand extends, leaving this big gap right here. And again, the left hand is high. It's higher than the rest of his body. And he hides the back right here. And again, he does not see this back right. Just fire from the hip. Boom, straight down. And again, it's kind of what I mean about getting your opponent to panic. You can see after this pull, when Josh steps forward, how much reactivity there is in the hands. Silva's really trying to anticipate what's coming. He doesn't know what's coming. So what does he do? He just throws a hard shot. And as soon as he level changes, Josh recognizes that he's loaded the backhand, and Josh, not only, he hasn't even moved yet, but he will beat him to the target. Right hand is loaded, there's the elbow, slightly flared, it's coming over the top, and he beats him to the punch. It's a much shorter distance to come over the top than it is to come all the way up. And again, we get the ground and pound, the non-stop chain ground and pound, just firing off those shoulders. He's really got a read on the timing and the distance of Silva now. So jab, and he's going to pull out of range. He's going to come back in, jab, actually frames against the right hand, sends his own, and then he's going to slip and circle angle out. And now we can pressure again in this direction, slips another jab and smashes the body so beautifully. The amount of calculations he's doing here is he gets a read on the lead hand here for distance as he sees the straight come in beautifully. So touches and passes it to the outside and then has time off the hand he's passed to reset with that hand and then throw the back over the top now of this lowered hand that he's just created as he's angling out. Boom. And then one last shot here to finish him off. A jab. He actually fakes this left hand again, drops it low. He thinks it's coming to the body, just shots up top. And now we just have, at this point, a look of confusion, a look of I'm in a bad dream. I cannot hit this guy. Everything I throw, he's slipping and countering and punishing me. He has no idea where this next shot's coming from, and it goes right over the top, bam, and that is it. Drops to the canvas here. He's had enough, melted, and here are those ground and pound shots one more time. The Brandon Royval matchup was very different. Brandon Royval's a longer guy. He's a southpaw. Royval sends the hand really low, so it's kind of cool how Van actually kind of measures, drops down here as well. So we both sort of lowered their level, but then he'll come back over the top of it. So it's almost like, yeah, I'm going to meet you. No, I'm not. I'm coming over the top. Now, Royval pulls out of range, but because he takes his feet with him, he can double jab in, and now the right hand is way in range. If he'd have gone jab, right hand, it wouldn't have landed. Jab, just that extra little step with the feet. Now we're in range and we can put the right hand over the top. And it's also the confidence and the lack of fear to get in there and do this, to throw in combinations and to move forward and close the distance and move your feet when you're striking. And this is a really interesting sequence here as well. They're in really close, kind of a similar thing. Royval's going to go first and actually kind of peel this around the outside for a hook. Van kind of misses his chance to connect here. It almost looks like he's going for a lead hook, or at least to gauge the distance. But because this arm's on the inside, rather than reset it, he stuffs it forward, and that actually frames and blocks this right hand. Boom. kind of crashes it, boom. And then guess what? I'm here, my left hand's up, right down here where you can't see it is that right hook over the top one more time. Bam! Monster. And Royval did not see that. And again, it's like a bad dream. You can do everything you think is perfect to set something up against this guy. Royval here, he's got his lead hand, little fake, right, gonna set it up, made a connection again, which is what he wants because he's gonna send this nice straight left. He actually lowers the hand here as well and comes back up. And it gets Van to pull his lead hand down away from the face. Brilliant. But as the left comes, Van's like, nope, I see it, whoop, slip, parries to the outside of it as well. And now again, Royval has been baited into throwing and he's open for that beautiful left hook, right hook, and he puts a 3-piece behind it as well. Royval pressuring now. This is like right near the end of the fight. He's turned it up. He's thinking, right, let me try and land something. And Van here's backing up really nicely, waiting for his shot. The left hand comes, he parries. That fake left hand that we've been talking about comes out again, but again, it's just a disguise because it keeps all the eyes up here as well and the target's up here, but really, he's reloaded that right hand one more time. Royval doesn't see it yet again, and it crushes him. In terms of Van's takedown defense, he has been pretty good. Even off the back foot where he's slipping there, he's able to get on top, get the hips on top and a body lock to the fence. But right here, he's good with these underhooks. The short arms, they really help him pummel nicely in close. You see that a lot as well. This was a beautiful driving shot, but again, the hips, pushes the head down, elbow to the mat, and the strength of the hips and the core to be able to get up from here. And he didn't stop moving there. He kept the momentum going. He also throws weapons in these situations, wants to deter you. The leg kicks, though, are another problem entirely. Pantoja's definitely going to attack that calf, and we have seen Van get that lead leg eaten up because people do always say about boxing heavy style, you lean on that lead leg. Van is pretty good against them, but I definitely think these leg kicks are going to be here for Pantoja, so this is something to look out for because I'm sure he will just chop away. All right, thank you very much for watching this one, guys. I hope you're excited for 323. There's a lot of interesting fights on the card, but I thought this was a fun one to pull out because Joshua Van has an interesting style and he could pull an upset against a champion that everyone says is very, very good. He's also only 24 years old, so he's got all that going for him as well. But I hope you like the breakdown. Let me know what you think down below. Give me your prediction, guys. Let me know who you think is going to win. And yeah, we're probably going to do Gaethje Paddy preview next. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate you tuning into the breakdown. Let your friends know, all right? And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.